Today's, my friend, I'm very excited about this conversation we're going to have. Today's philo is going to be on diligence. Being diligent. Do you guys know what that word means? Diligent? I haven't even planned this out. Let me find the definition. It's having or showing care and conscientiousness in one's work or doings. Okay? Do you want to know what's sad? Look at how sad this is. I just went to go look up the definition and read it to you guys, and this is the problem. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Look at this. This funny point. But having or showing care and conscientiousness in one's work or duty. We're going to talk about this concept. I think I need to drop this off here today so you could take this at the beginning of the year and don't forget this. But look at the use over time of diligent. I don't think that's a coincidence that over time, a lot of people started using the word diligent a lot less. Because that's exactly what I'm going to talk about here today. It's not only about negative. I don't want to talk about negative. I don't want to talk about what people aren't doing. That's not the point. What I want to talk about here is success. You guys want to be successful in trading. You guys want to be successful in business. Some of you just want to be just live a successful life doing whatever it is you want to do. And diligence is the key. If anything, I'm giving you a competitive advantage here today. I'm giving you a cheat code. It is diligence. That's what we need to talk about. I hope you guys know that there is a diligence in doing. That's what I want to talk about. The diligence of actually doing something. This is where, again, it is very spiritual. I am going to bring up the Bible here, but this is very business. I want you all to accomplish your goals this year, and I want you to, I hope I can make it attractive to you to know why diligence is going to set you free this year. Why you are going to have a competitive advantage over your friends, your people, your peers, everything, if you could simply remain diligent. Where you could say, I'm going to do something and do it diligently. Do you know what that means? That means doing it every single day. It means, skipping the stone like we've talked about, but focusing on that because I had a lot of things to think about this weekend. I did a lot of praying. Again, I prayed I had a lot of time. I was ahead of schedule. I was just knocking things out left and right, and I got to pray for a lot of you guys. And when I look at this was an answer to a lot of it. And even for myself, when I'm looking back and again, I see what I want to do. I said, God, give it to me when I'm ready. I'm looking at all of this stuff and I've realized the importance of where I want to go. It's not going to be about aiming high as much as it is, focusing on where I've aimed and constantly and diligently doing it. Again, if you guys have a long-term investment account, you know what I'm talking about. That is why we've had success with it, is because you have diligently, little by little, just constantly added to it, constantly made it play, stuck to very simple rules, and you were diligent about that process. Same thing even with options as well, okay? But I hope you know I call this the spiritual separator. That this is what is going to separate a lot of people from successful and unsuccessful, I think. And I really think it boils down to those who understand the diligence of doing something and understand the power versus not. This is the difference. Again, a lot of you are talented people. A lot of people have a lot of talents, but this is what I think separates it in the mind for a lot of you. Honestly, a lot of you you could do a lot, but the question is, have you been diligent? And I really want you to focus on that and trying. Again, I hope you know diligence ties into trying, and it's key. So here's the point of diligence. Do something little until it becomes big. Diligence. Do you know how much I love that? Do something little until it becomes big. That is what I'm trying to communicate here. I don't know if I made that clear. That's what diligence is. That's where I'm saying, looking out into 2021, looking out into every year after that, the key to success here, this is going to be that X factor. It is going to be about doing something little and doing a little thing and making sure you're doing the little thing good until it becomes something big, because that's how diligence and success works. That's what I'm trying to explain here, because honestly, it's like, come on, look yourself in the mirror. A lot of you guys are defining success as a one-hit wonder. Yes or no? It's not. A lot of you aren't viewing success as a diligent impact and a real long-lasting success that leads you up to where you want to be. A lot of people don't view success like that. A lot of you guys are like, I just want to hit a big trade. I want to just go buy my long term. It's just going to hit big and boom, that's going to make me successful, versus this concept that, hey, if I do something diligently over and over again, a little thing will become big, and my impact is going to be through building it. And then my real success is going to come from I diligently approach something and I did it. I built out this skill. That's why even a lot of times people look at what I do and they misinterpret what I do because they don't understand that. That's why when you see people with penny stocks today and you see everyone, oh, why don't you just why don't you do this? Why don't you go for the one-hit wonder? A lot of people have devalued this idea of what real success is. And that's why I'm telling you, you guys want to achieve something this year. You're going to be in a world where people are doing all this craziness. I hope you understand that doing something little until it becomes big, approaching it with diligence, that's where the real impact is going to come. That's where real success is going to become. I honestly, I would not wish any of you, I want you guys to get money, but I don't want it to be a one-hit wonder. That's just not real success. So this is an analogy that I couldn't forget. And I want you to think about this for all of you this year. Please don't ever forget this, because I really think you need to apply this. It's very, very simple. Think about this. Like, this is the impact I'm trying to say. This is where I'm saying be diligent. This is some cult shit. This is my mentality towards building what I want, to going after it. This is what I want to see with all of you where you have real success. Think about the rock. Think about water. Okay, go take a rock. Do you realize diligence is what makes the rock erode? Think about that. Have you ever see rocks on the side of a mountain? You're on the beach, you see anything, like how does the rocks break down? How do the mountains get formed? All of that. It's just diligence. It's a little drop of water every day. You could go take a strong rock. You could give just a little drop of water. But if that drop of water was diligently every single day, one little drop, it will carve out something in the rock. Isn't that crazy? The water will carve rock with diligence. And that's what that analogy got it for me. That was it. Because I kept thinking about that, and I kept thinking about it all this time. Well, it's like, wow, that should be my goal. My goal isn't about coming in here and just cutting a rock in half. And boom, a lot of people want strength. You want to cut a rock. You want it to be immediate success. But no, it's going to be like water. And I think a lot of you you could understand this mentality, you're going to go really, really far this year, because you're going to be able to say, wow, that rock, it's not going to get cut. It's not going to be me taking out. It's just going to be little by little. You just drop it. One drop of water every single day, every single month. You're adding to the long term. You see, come on, you see it. That's what we want here. And so it did remind me about, and this is why I did a lot of praying this weekend, and this reminded me even of even the biblical stories. I mean, diligence is why the farmer plants regardless of weather. You know that. You ever heard that Uncle Answer's line? He says, farmer never plants if he waits for perfection. It says that in the Bible. Do you get that point? Think about it. The farmer is always working. He's always going to do it. He's always going to plant it. He's diligent about it, where it's saying, yes, the weather could be good or bad. I'm not going to wait for perfect weather as much as I'm going to just, again, water carving into the rock. Okay? There's also that story in the Bible. This is the one I thought about too. You guys remember that story in the Bible. I've shared it with you, where there's that widow woman, and then there's the judge who doesn't even respect God. You guys remember this parable? Jesus gave this parable, and he said the kingdom is like the widow and the judge, where if you keep asking for something, even God will get tired out and give you what you want, just like the judge. You guys remember that story? It's the same thing. That right there is talking about diligence. It's saying even when somebody will reject you, even when you are in a position where you don't really have a voice, and whatever the situation is, again, remember I gave you a whole philo. I said, what did it take for that lady to keep getting rejected and then to show up again? Above all else, that was water carving into the rock. That was the diligence. So be diligent with your work. The farmer never plants if he waits for perfection. That's being diligent with your work, making sure you're planting. The other lady is your prayer. Be diligent with your prayer. Honestly, and I heard that, I reread that parable again, and I don't know, some of you guys aren't going to like this, and this is why, as I was praying for you, I got really excited this weekend, because I hope you realize it's a mind-boggling concept. You could change God's mind with prayer. And again, a lot of people don't like it when I say that. There's going to be a lot of Christian people in here, and you know what they're going to say? They're like, don't say you're misrepresenting it, but look, why did God say that parable? Well, there's many examples in the Bible, from Elijah even down to what's his name? The guy, Lazar, why am I blanking on it? Lazarus, Lazar, all of them, all had to do with prayer. That's it. You could say it's not true, but tell that to Elijah in the Bible. Elijah was the man was about to be killed. And right away, the guy started praying. And God said, I'm going to give you 25 more years of life. That's Old Testament. Go to the New Testament, Matthew, same concept. It is kin to the kingdom of heaven. That's what it says. So, I don't know. It's up to you, though. But that's why I'm saying be diligent. The whole concept was the prayer isn't just pray one time. It's not pray twice. It's not pray 50. It's saying always water into the rock. Again, you plant regardless of the weather. That's your work. So I don't know, man. I think it's exciting. So all in all, this is a very simple concept. I mean, I could go on about it. I'm not going too heavy into the Bible. The examples are there. I've already shared it with you. You know, at the end of the day. But there is one thing I'm going to say now. Because this is the key. This is probably what I'm going to end it with, because I don't want you guys to ever forget this. And as you're making your goals for this year, and as you go about going about them, don't mess this up, because there's going to be a negative spirit that count. This is what stops diligence, okay? And it is this spirit telling you that you're not making a difference. Do you understand that? That is, the devil is a lie. That is a lying spirit. Some of you would be diligent if you didn't have that thought and believe it. Because you started working on the long term. You started working on your job. You started working on this new business. You started working on whatever it was. And then when the results didn't immediately come in, this attitude, this negative attitude, or this negative spirit, this thought came in and it said, come on, what's the point of doing this? It's not going to change. You're always going to stay like this. Come on, you're not making any money from it. Nah, you're always going to be the same person. You're always going to be negative. You're always going to be this. You're always going to be that. Oh, see, clearly it didn't make a change. See, Josh still does that. Josh still acts the same way. How are you going to change? You can't change. Oh, come on. Y'all don't feel me, huh? Y'all really don't feel me on this. Because this is what stops diligence. It is this spirit saying that you are not making a difference. It is a spirit telling you that, wow, when I go to the gym, I'm not getting an effect out of it. It's not even a voice. It's a spirit. The devil is a liar. The only thing the devil can do is talk you out of it. Only thing he could do, you can't stop you. You can stop yourself. I don't believe in the devil like that. I don't think you can't stop me. You can't stop God. God gave you free will, but if you choose to sit in the back seat now because you worked for a week, you worked for a month, and just because your little fucking boggly eyes can't see something, you believe the lie that there's no effect from what you're doing. And as a human, it makes a lot of sense. Why would I keep going if there's not going to be an effect? You know, some of you guys don't want to work or you don't want to even be diligent because there's no point. If you don't see the immediate result, that's where the devil comes in. And even if there is a result, he's going to lie to you and try to make you see something else. That's why a lot of you guys have good things going on in your life. You've worked very, very hard. What you did with the long term was amazing. But if you want to believe somebody directing your attention to a part that hasn't had impact, that's on you. But if you believe it, that's the problem. That's when you stop. That spirit is trying to talk you out of it. It's literally trying to rob you of the current and then even everything else in the past. So that's why I'm trying to tell you guys this about the water into the rock. The first couple drops, you guys may not see anything. I understand that. I've been there. I mean, even as we built up the cult, do you know how many times I couldn't really see the impact? You know how many of you I've impacted your life? You've never said a word to me. There's a while I didn't know. It's like, man, is what we're doing good? And then guess what? There's a lot of demons out there. I can hear from a lot of negativity to a lot of, but you didn't always see it. It's the same thing with you guys. All of this stuff. But like, I hope you know, when you start making these drops, the water carving into rock, like, I hope you know you're having an impact. Like, every day you go to the gym, you're not going to get skinny tomorrow. You're not going to get swole tomorrow, but there's an actual impact. Every time you save your money, there's a real impact. You see what I'm saying? Like, you choose not to engage into a stupid conversation. You keep doing that over and over again. You're like, oh, there's no impact. That's why people pop off all of a sudden. You notice that? That's why people have gone crazy this year. Because they've spent this whole time biting their tongue, not saying what they wanted to say, anything. And then at one point they said, there's no point of me shutting up. There's no impact of me holding up my common sense and holding up my self-respect and integrity. There's no point. They got tricked and they believed the lie. So what did they do? They said, oh, there's no impact. So they gave up on it. Then they let people know how they feel. Do you see what I'm saying? So I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say here is diligence, yes. And diligence is important, yes. Diligence is a competitive advantage and it's going to take you somewhere, yes. But above all else, I hope you know you're actually making a difference. And that's what I wanted to tell you guys. And I hope all of you could believe it. A lot of you have reached out to me. You say, the fact that you even say thank you to me is a result of your positive impact. The fact that you are making a difference, and anybody telling it's bullshit is what I'm trying to, that thought in your head. When you're going to go save money, when you're going to make a small good decision and there's an idea to say it's not going to have an effect. There's no point. That's a lie. And I hope a lot of you in 2021 can recognize the lies. Some of you want to call out what you see on the media. You're like, oh man, they lying to us. That's the tinfoil, right? But what about the tinfoil for yourself? Like, how come? How come everything on the media is a lie, but what you tell yourself isn't? I think that's bullshit. I think that's the biggest tinfoil out of all of it. It's the devil coming in here telling you you're not having an impact. That small good decision is too small. That good decision is never going to be good for you. It's bullshit. So I think for a lot of you out there, man, I just wanted to remind you, like, for real, you're making a difference. And if you keep doing what you're doing, one day, it may look like just a rock, but you're going to carve into that. And that's the best part about a diligent effort. It's not like you're going to make a hole in the rock and it disappears. You're literally going to carve it out. That means that you're going to carve your place into this earth with your diligent impact every day. And you're going to have your lane and your pathway made. So it'll be easier and easier every single time. It's literally, it turns into a river. It'll turn from a rock to a runway. Okay? So that's it. I really hope you guys know that. Diligence is important. Again, hard work, all that's going to be great. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how hard you work. If you start looking at what you've done and you can't say, wow, I'm making a difference. Making this small decision has made me it's made an impact in my life. It's impacting others. It may not be where I want, but it would be foolish, and somebody has to be lying to me to say that it didn't change something. That's how it's going to start with money. It's how it's going to start with your health. It's going to start with your attitude. That's why it's such a powerful strategy of the devil. That's why a lot of people here get so angry. Not even here, I'm saying in the world, they get angry. They don't feel like they're being heard. They don't find their purpose. They feel like they've never can make a difference or impact, and that's the biggest lie. So once you start valuing that, and I encourage all of you this year to really do that, watch what happens. And watch as it keeps you more diligent. Okay? Because I'm excited about it. That's what I said. I'm praying for all of you. And I know, again, with the emails people send me, how people react to me or reach out to me, how I even see some of you without saying anything. And you know, shout out to the people who've always upheld positivity, respectfulness, and respected themselves and never gave up. And even if you have, that's okay. Literally. Because the point is, recognize your impact. Don't let anybody take that away from you. And the diligence is adding up. Okay? You're making that difference with every single effort you do. It's the Big Mac philosophy. You know, one Big Mac ain't going to make you fat, bro. 1,000 will. One good decision ain't going to make you a good trader. One decision isn't going to make you rich. But 1,000 small penny decisions are going to take you really, really far. All right? So, that's it. I command blessings over all of you. I'm praying for all of you. This was a philo. Yes, we can highlight the work effort, but I hope it highlights that you're all making a difference, but you have to believe that. And I rebuke that spirit telling you you're not, because this is where your diligence and your big impact is going to come from, is when you carve out something bigger than you. And that's what all of you are doing if you do not give up, if you do not quit, if you do not go back. So let's go, baby. Take it to the bank. But that is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before opening. Drop your thumbs up on the video. You're on mobile, press high chat, X out the chat, hit that thumbs up button. Second link for the Nightly Watch Us in main channel. First link for the Scream Alerts boot camp and real estate course. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Keep it positive and respectful. New guys, don't be too shy to say hi or too high to say shy. Let's go, baby. Do you believe your impact? Rebuke that spirit. Be diligent. Be diligent.